It's the dream of most hockey-playing youngsters to, of course, play in the National Hockey League someday and perhaps even win a Stanley Cup. The dream, of course, has come true for Wayne Gretzky, the star center of the Edmonton Oilers. Chris Cuthbert has this close-up of hockey's greatest player.
This is the northern Canadian city of Edmonton, Alberta. Not well known internationally until the 1980s, when two local attractions became world famous. There's West Edmonton Mall, part shopping center, part amusement park, the largest of its kind in the world. Gaudy, but Edmontonians like it. The other attraction is the world's greatest hockey player, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. His stats are gaudy, but Edmonton fans love him. But the story of Wayne Gretzky doesn't start here, but on a backyard rink in his hometown of Brantford, Ontario, and in minor hockey programs where the dream began. From an early age, Gretzky had a special talent. But even then, there were critics and skeptics who inadvertently motivated him throughout his career.
One year I was 10 years old and I scored 400 goals that year. And the following year I was moving to Pee Wee, and the Pee Wee coach at that time said, I don't know whether or not he can play on this team. And, you know, it was just a ridiculous statement to make when the 14 other kids who I played with the year before would be trying out for the same team.
He has answered all the critics in just 7 pro seasons by amassing statistics and records to match his multi-million-dollar contract. He has won 5 consecutive Art Ross trophies for winning the NHL scoring title, 6 consecutive Hart trophies as the NHL's most valuable player, 5 first-team All-Star berths. Gretzky won the Conn Smythe as the MVP in last year's Stanley Cup playoffs, a Lady Byng trophy as the league's most gentlemanly player. And he has rewritten the NHL record book with 38 new standards in offensive categories. There are many theories on why Gretzky is so dominant. Gretzky has his own.
My biggest asset is my ability to utilize all 5 players on the ice that are on my hockey team.
Way in there, had to go behind the net. He centered it right in front of Tom Greenberg and right side Gretzky scores!
There Anderson scooped it to him. Now watch this pass. Unbelievable. How did he know Gretzky was there? Out here is Gretzky! Score!
It's so fun being out there. Oh, sure. I think that when it stops being fun is when you're in trouble. It's a different kind of fun now than it is when you're a youngster. When you're a youngster, you have these dreams and all these fantasies about being in the NHL. When you become an NHL player, it's more of a job. It's a profession, and you got to win. That's what we're paid to do. But you still got to have fun. You still got to enjoy it. And if you don't, you're in the wrong sport.
Wayne Gretzky pays a price for superstardom. He can't go anywhere without being mobbed by his fans. But Gretzky doesn't seem to mind.
Whether you're Wayne Gretzky or whether you're a new player coming up from the farm team, you're recognized on the streets, and signing autographs is part of the game here.
Here you go, Stuart. Dress looks nice.
Gretzky also accepts his responsibilities in the community. He represents many charities, and this recent hospital visit is typical of his commitment off the ice. Wayne Gretzky is also big business, and he has a large endorsement portfolio, which puts him in front of the camera and earns him as much money as he makes on the ice. All the way from Edmonton and the Oilers, please welcome Wayne Gretzky. There are countless TV appearances, like this on a recent David Letterman show. He's been interviewed by Playboy and played a bit role in his favorite soap opera, The Young and the Restless. But acting isn't likely to be his next career move.
No, I don't think it's my ball of wax. First of all, I think you got to prepare a lot of years for it, and it's like being a hockey player. It takes a lot of hours and a lot of hard work. I'm not prepared to sacrifice for a second life such as that. I'm happy doing what I'm doing right now, and I think I'll stick to that.
I'm sure he will. Chris, you have watched Wayne Gretzky as much as anyone. Are you still in constant amazement of his talent?
Sure am, especially in practice, because he's always trying to be better. I mean, he is the best, but he continues to work on it. Still, he is taken for granted. Last month, he went 10 games without scoring a goal, and there was criticism that Gretzky was starting to lose it. But nobody mentioned he had 35 assists in the 10 games, but he is amazing.
What can he do for an encore?
Well, I think he's got 5 more years. He's going to set Gordie Howe's all-time scoring record, which is about 300 points, 400 points away, but that's only 2 good seasons for him. Then he'll have enough money, I think, where he might be able to buy a team. He'll have as much money as Lou Nanne and Herb Brooks. So
maybe not that much.
Well, almost that much. Yeah.
he really is a team player. We talk about all his individual stats, but he mentioned he's aware of all of his teammates constantly. Is there any animosity? Is there any jealousy at all in the Edmonton Oilers of the accolades that he receives?
In fact, it's a standard joke that whenever you ask Gretzky about individual accomplishments, he'll always answer with talking about how lucky he is to play with his other teammates, but in fact, he has overshadowed great hockey players. Jari Kurri's first player to score 50 goals this year. Mark Messier's a great hockey player. Paul Coffey's the best defenseman in the league. So he is fortunate to play with some good hockey players, but there's no question of who's the best.
It's a nice close-up look at Wayne Gretzky. Appreciate it, Chris Cuthbert and Rick Olson, for putting together that nice story. This is Hockey 86, continuing coverage of the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.